Imagine you're at an arena, imagine you're at a field, imagine you're at a court that you're not usually at. And it's a day of a big competition. You hear voices of other competitors, other coaches, fans. Maybe there's a lot of fans in the stands, maybe there's only a few fans in the stands, depending on where you're playing at. Imagine the sensations, imagine what you're feeling the day of the competition, the day of the big match, the day of the big game. How do you get over those nerves? Because there's things that you can't simulate in practice. Obviously, the goal of practice is to make sure you're as prepared for competition as possible, to practice all your technical skills, to make sure you're physically prepared, mentally, to make sure that you're prepared. You see, but we're taking in information, we're taking in all sorts of different stimulation on days of competitions that we're not normally taking in. We're seeing different things. You can't simulate seeing a stadium full of 1,000 people or seeing competitors or seeing other coaches or seeing what other players are doing. You can visualize things like that. You can't simulate what other people are going to be saying. You can't simulate what fans are going to be saying. You can't simulate what other coaches are going to be saying, what the announcers are going to be saying. You can visualize that. You can imagine that in your own mind. You can't simulate the emotions. You can't simulate the nerves. You can't simulate, all of the anxiousness, anxiety, intensity, adrenaline running through your veins. You can visualize it though. That's not what I want to talk about though, to get over those nerves before competition and during competition. You see, to really get over those nerves, you can't just stop and visualize in the middle of a match. You might have some time before the match to visualize, and that's a very valuable component to get over nerves. There's two things I want to share with you though that are going to be extremely valuable, extremely useful for you to get over these nerves during games and before games. See, understanding that nervousness, those nerves, whether you think they're good or bad, doesn't matter right now, not for the sake of this video. There's two things that you need to control those nerves. Number one, physical state. What are you doing physically? Just imagine for a second, imagine looking at a teammate who's really nervous, really anxious, right? How do they move their body? How do they use their body? They're probably moving a little bit faster. Their face is moving a little bit differently. They're breathing in a little different way. There's a certain energy. There's a certain aura to them. Control your physical state. The key to controlling your physical state is number one, know your baseline. Where are you at normally when you're confident? When you're competing at your peak? Control your state. Know what that baseline is. And on game days, before the game, during the game, you're going to have awareness. You're going to know if you're veering off of that baseline. Most athletes don't know what that baseline is. Now, if I ask you, do you agree that habits, routines are extremely important for athletes? Most athletes, 99% of athletes said, oh yeah, that's really important. They don't really understand why though. Part of the main reason that those habits and routines are so important is because they're controlling your physical state, right? You're going through the same warm-up routine physically. You're going through the same steps to make sure that you're prepared. Part of it is to control that physical state. You see, but you don't wake up and feel the same exact every single day. Some days you need a little more energy. Some days you need a little bit less. So how can you control that feeling? You got to know what that baseline is. The second piece to help deal with nerves before competition and during competition is mental focus. Where's your focus going? Where focus goes, energy flows. Are you focusing on how you're going to mess things up? Or are you focusing on how you're going to execute? Are you telling yourself, man, I hope I don't make that same mistake again? Or are you telling yourself, I'm going to make the plays that I plan on making. I'm going to execute the way I executed in practice. And what are you focusing on physically? Are you focusing on, oh man, I got this little tiny energy, I just don't feel perfect? Or are you focusing on how much energy that you actually possess? How much, Goggins is the ultimate example of this. I know most people watching my videos have seen Goggins. Goggins is the ultimate example of controlling focus over the body. The man does 100-mile races. He does, he went through Hell Week, 3 times in 1 year? I mean, the guy is unbelievable at controlling his focus over his body. But just a quick recap. First of all, if you thought any of those pieces are valuable for you, please hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. And comment down below what sports you play, where are you from? Let's connect, let's get to know each other. Quick recap. controlling those game day nerves before the competition, during the competition. Number one, control your state, your physical body. And it starts with knowing your baseline. Where are you at when you compete your best? Not too excited, not too relaxed, somewhere in between. The second piece is controlling your mental focus, right? Are you focusing on seeing the things that you want to see, creating images in your head that you want to see? Are you focused on talking to yourself in a certain way, in a positive way, empowering way, however you want to put it? Are you focused on controlling your body, controlling the sensations over your body, the Goggins effect, So anyways, hope everyone's doing well. Got a couple walks back and forth this field here. Got to finish up my workout. Got a few more sprints. It's a warm one out today. Appreciate you guys. Hope everyone's having an excellent day. We'll see you in the next video.